On this 50-point inspection, I have a beer here that was gifted to me from Kettlehead Brewing Company. This is a beer from Kettlehead Brewing Company called Here Kitty Kitty. It is an exotic IPA. Not quite sure what goes into making this exotic IPA, but it is 7% ABV. And I'm sure it's got some hops in there from somewhere. But definitely looks like the from the what the hell was that TV series there? Not the Lion King, Tiger King. There we go. And that would be that lady that also had some big cats, and whatever his face there had a big hatred for her. But anyways, let's get into this beer now. So I'm gonna go ahead and crack it open. I've had it in my fridge for a little bit now anyways, so it's not the freshest, but let's just see how well it has held up. Alright, so we have a nice white frothy head on this thing. It built a pretty large head. It is lasting. It is a nice kind of melted lemon lollipop color, maybe a little bit of an orange coloration mixed in as well. It is hazy. I wouldn't call this one like murky, but it's hazy. It's opaque, cannot see through it. So there's that. Alright, let's get some aromas from afar. Alright, I'm picking up, it's kind of like this grassy and maybe like a melon type note from afar. Oh yeah, get in there, there is kind of floral-esque with like a grassy tone. And say a bit like mango, kind of a sweet pineapple. It's like a floral passion fruit as well. Yeah, so nose may have died down. I have had this beer. This is the last one that I have. I have been drinking them. I can't remember if I'd had this beer in the past as well. I don't recall everything that's happened in my life, especially when it comes to drinking beer. I've had thousands of beers. So I'd say that the nose has fallen off a little bit, but it's still smelling pretty good. And I think that grassy note, I don't believe that I was noticing that before, so that's something new, evolving a little bit here. But still has a decent smell, and let's dive on in. Cheers. Yeah, it's a lighter body, I'd say. It kind of has a soft mouthfeel to it. A lot of kind of malt notes right up front and kind of carrying through. I am getting a little breadiness, a little like sweet cereal grain, and like a slight graininess. There is a grassiness that does go throughout this beer. It does end up on the finish as well, with the bitterness. So kind of a grassy, bittering finish on this. I would say it is in the moderate. That's moderately bitter. Get like a little bit of like a tangerine-esque flavor. Maybe a touch of like lime actually too. Definitely grassy. There is kind of that mango-esque to sweet pineapple note that's in there. Not really picking up on the passion fruit, the floral passion fruit, like I was on the nose. So it's more floral passion fruit-esque with everything else I've already said. But that's not coming through so much on the palate. A bit more kind of mango, pineapple, but with mostly that kind of grass. And it's like fresh, like lawn grass, yeah. And a little bit of that tangerine, like a tangerine-esque type note as well. That's kind of forefront on this one. All right. I think I'm ready to go ahead and give this one a score. Okay, so I'm back. Let's before I give out my score, let's get into Untapped. It says, "Hey, all you cool cats and kittens, if you're, as it's written, feeling frisky, this exotic IPA is for you. Hopped with a litter of cryo hops. This is one mean kitty who isn't afraid to bite." So out of 801 ratings, this beer averages out at a 4.07 out of 5, which on my score, I think would kind of land that in the very good range. I'd round up on that for sure. So very good range for this beer on Untapped. Let's go ahead and look at what I've given it for a score. For the appearance, I gave it the 6 out of 6. For the aromatics, I was at a 7 out of 10. For the flavor score, now this is based off of how this beer is drinking for me now. I do think it's fell off a little bit, so I do think it would have been a little bit higher if I had had it super fresh. But I am kind of keeping that in mind as well. So for the flavor score, I'm going to give this a 13 out of 19. For the body, I'm at a 5 out of 5. And for my overall, I'm at a 7.5 for the way that this beer is now. So that's going to give Here Kitty Kitty from Kettlehead Brewing a bumpy 38.5 out of 50, which would put this as a good beer. Now, where I probably would have been in memory of how this beer was to me, it would have been a little bit higher. I probably would have scored it at least a 40, if not up there in the 41 range. I'm putting it in that still good to very good range. So I do want to appreciate Kettlehead Brewing Company for sending me out that beer package, and I also want to appreciate all of you for watching my channel. So cheers.